What's up, lovers? Today I want to talk to you about, you guys always ask me, well, how do you have great conversation? I'm telling you, the easiest way to have a great conversation is to have great questions, because women love talking about themselves. So if you ask them some questions, they're gonna feel like, oh, he's interested in me, oh, he wants to get to know me. Like, I'm telling you, that will not fair. And I have 21 questions that you can ask. I know it's a lot, it's 21, but obviously you're not asking 21 questions on the same date because it's not a fucking interview. But you can use some of those to keep the conversation going. So then the conversation is never stale and like, what should I say? And this, like, I've been in situations where I go out and me and the guy have nothing to say. And I'm like, okay, let me ask some questions. Let me say this and that. And then eventually, from the question and the answer, you get to have like a real conversation. So the question is gonna kind of like break the ice for you if you have nothing to say to each other. I don't know, or maybe you should just run because it's weird. Why you're out here and you guys have nothing to talk about and you guys don't know each other, so it's weird. But if you run out and it's kind of dry, I think you should use those questions, because the do you come here often, or did you see the weather was crazy, all these questions are kind of lame and nobody gives a fuck, but hey, I'm just saying, be more interesting. And I'm gonna tell you those questions, but make sure it doesn't just become like an interview where you keep on asking questions. No, you ask a question and then she says something and then you pick up on it, and then you might talk about yourself and something that you did that's maybe similar to what she said, or maybe that's the total opposite of what she did, or but the question would help you continue the conversation. And then also the fact that you can share your own experiences with her right there is gonna bond you guys, because now you're sharing stuff. Number one, what are you most passionate about? People love talking about their hobby and their passion, and then the fact that you ask her that, like, she's gonna feel good because she's gonna talk about something that she really likes and she's sharing it with you, and then you can share your own passion too, and then maybe you guys have something in common. So that's a really good question. Number two, if you could go back 5 years in the past, what would you change? That's a really good question, because that's gonna let you know if she still dwells on the past, or if she like move forward and she's like, no, yeah, I did some dumb shit, but it's helped me and I'm glad I went through this. Like, you can gauge kind of like her personality by how she's gonna respond. Number three, have you traveled much, or do you want to? That lets you know, do we have something in common? If you like to travel and the bitch is like, no, I don't travel, I'm scared of flying, you already know that might not work. I mean, unless she's willing to fucking take a plane and change that. But again, that gives you an insight on what you guys are compatible on. And then if you guys have something in common and she loves traveling like you do, then the subject can be unlimited about traveling. So that's really good. Number four, what is your biggest deal breaker when it comes to relationship? So you're gonna see if you agree with what she says or not. And then also the trick with that question is that by asking that, she's gonna start like thinking, could I see myself with him? And that's always good to make a girl think, oh yeah, I could date him, I could be in a relationship with him. If you guys share the same type of like deal breakers, that's like putting her like a little closer to you, because she's like, okay, we share kind of like the same values. What was the last crazy adventure you went on? So again, question that helps you get to know her, that she loves skydiving, and then you're like, oh my god, let's go bungee jump or something. Or if she's more like, no, I'm more like conservative, so then you're gonna have to slow down with her and give her some time. So just like this, again, you get to know her a little more, or even see if that's a woman that you want to be around. Number six, what's your favorite time of the year? Or like what holiday you prefer? Then you can see if she's family oriented, or if she's here by herself, or it gives you info about her. Number seven is what you do right now, something that you can see yourself doing forever. So then you can see your level of ambition. Is she somebody that's, I don't know, has a job and she doesn't make much money, but she's super happy with it and that's what she want to do? Or does she want to go and build an empire and make $100,000 a year? Like, you gotta see her aspiration to see if they line up with yours. Number eight, what was the best thing growing up for you? And then just, people thinking about their childhood, hopefully they were good, kind of like, or even if they were not good, they kind of like bring you closer together, because now you're sharing something intimate about how they became the person that they are, kind of. Number 9, what would you do if tomorrow was your last day on earth? That's a really good question, fun question, because whatever she's gonna answer, maybe you can make it happen for her. And then making something that's like on her bucket list happen, that, you know, a bunch of people have bucket lists and then they don't do anything that's on there. But the fact that maybe you can make it happen, yeah, she's gonna love you for that. Number 10, what do you like most about yourself? This question is a little tricky because you gotta know when to ask it, because you're putting her kind of like on the spot, so she needs to be kind of like already comfortable with you. But that would help you see how comfortable she is with talking positively about herself and what she sees that's good about her. Number 11, what's your favorite movie? That just like helps you see what her interests. Then you can pick a movie way easier because you know what type of movie she likes. Number 12, what's your proudest moment? Then you can share, you can see what it's hers, you know. Do you have any secret talent? That's a good one, because again, sharing secrets is something that's gonna bond you, that's gonna make her feel closer to you. So knowing something that nobody else knows is always good. What is your wildest fantasy? Obviously, do not ask this as a first question or first date, because, you know, it might be like a little flirtatious, but then it's gonna rise the sexual tension, which is always good, because eventually you wanna jump in the pussy. And not just that, but, you know, part of it too. And then if you do get to that point with her at some point, then you can role play, you can have some fun, you kind of know what she likes and what she wants to do. Number 15, is there something that you used to do, that you used to love, and that now you don't do? That's gonna make her think about something she really enjoyed that she gave up on, or that she doesn't have time for, and now maybe kind of like, oh, maybe I should revisit. And now she's gonna associate that with you because you're the one who brought it up. So now maybe she's picking up on her passion. I don't know what she does, I don't know, but every time she's gonna go do it, she's gonna be like, oh, this is because John told me, yeah, and now I'm doing it again. I'm glad. Number 16, what were you like as a kid? People ask me that question often, actually. And yeah, I mean, I was bad as fuck. But yeah, that create intimacy, that create like you can get to know how the person is. That's a really good question. Number 17, what's your most valuable thing in life? So you kind of get a glance as like her values and what she thinks is important. Like, what's most important is her Louis bag that her mom gave her. I mean, maybe there is some emotional connection to that, but it's something material. Is it something like tangible, like an object, or like that's expensive? I don't know. Or is it like she loves her cat, like the cat, the animal, not her pussy. But yeah, so it helps you get to like see what type of person she is. Is she like somebody that's like attach a lot of value to things, or more to like emotional stuff? Number 18, what's your perfect date? Easy one. So she tells you what's the perfect date, and then you just fucking go and do it. Easy. Number 19, what is the best advice you ever received? So her telling you the piece of advice is gonna make you learn something. That's one, so that's always good. And also it can show you how open she is to like receiving advice from other people. So you can tell, like, is she the type that knows it all and that don't want to hear from nobody, or would she actually accept you telling her some shit that she could improve if she follows them? Number 20, if you could live anywhere else in the world, where would you live? That's a really good one because it lets you know if she's happy with where she's at. Like, I know some people, they would never leave America. They just love where they live. Like, I knew this girl, she loves DC and she would go nowhere. So if you're more like the type that would want to live somewhere else and you know the girl is just want to stay there, well, right there, you kind of know. And also you kind of see like how happy she is with where she at right now. And then also by asking that question, you're kind of like forcing her to see a future with you and see like, okay, are we compatible? Could we go somewhere else? Should we stay here? Again, you're putting in her mind that it might be a future between you guys. Number 21, last one. I know it was a lot. How would your friends describe you? With that question, you can see the role she plays in her friendships and how people see her. So then you kind of see like, kind of like what role she would play with you too, because usually people who are good friends, they play the same role in their relationship. Like if she's the one that we call to the rescue all the time, she would probably play that same role in their relationship too. So that helps. So that's all question. Like it's 21. I'm not saying ask all fucking 21 on one day, because yo, it's a lot. Even for me, recording this was a lot. And there's a bunch of other questions, but 21 is enough. I think you can pick from them. And I just think it's good conversation starter, so you don't run out of stuff to say. You don't do that awkward silence. Not saying that silence is weird on day, because it doesn't bother me. Hopefully it doesn't bother you either. But with those questions, you can look like you're interested in her. You can get to know her better, which she's gonna like, and then you can decide if that's something you want to do, if that's somebody you want to talk to, because some of the answers might not be like your cup of tea. So then you move on and it's on to the next one. All right, so that's it. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Melli LoveXO and at Melli Monaco. All right, I'll talk to you soon, lovers.